Hello, my name is Kuisma Lappalainen and I created this video in order to protest against In Town Without My Car Day, which takes place on 22nd of every September. The original name of it in French language was On ville sans ma voiture. It's of French origin. And the name in Finnish language is Autoton päivä. The word auto means car and the word päivä means day. And the autoton is the adjective form of the abessive case. The noun form of the abessive case would be autotta. And that means without the car. Such as autoton also means without the car, but that is adjective, unlike the TTA, which is noun. And now let me first introduce a bit myself. My name is Kuisma Lappalainen. I started my driver's education on October 31st, 1985. And I passed both theory and driving test on first attempt, theory on January 23rd, 1986, and driving test on February 11th, 1986. Since then I have driven a car in a total of 4 different countries, and in one of them also motorcycle, since 2006. Since 1996 I am a member of the local FIA branch, which is called Autoliitto. So far I have had a total of 7 motor vehicles. 6 of them are cars and 1 of them is a motorcycle. My first car, which I bought in 1990 and had only a couple of months, was a 1979 grey Renault 18. Its problem was that the transmission jumped out of gear all the time and I had to replace it. Since 1991 I had a red Datsun Sherry for about 1.5 years, but then it suddenly stopped obeying my commands and steered itself towards a tree and damaged. So insurance bought it and I replaced it with a grey Datsun Sherry 1982. The brand Datsun is currently called Nissan. But the problem with that grey Datsun was first of all rust, which did not have any good results in inspections, and also a burglary, which in February 1996 the burglars broke into the grey Datsun and stole the stereos. So in 1996, in June, I bought a red Ford Fiesta, which I had for 13 years. Then I changed it with a blue one, because the red one had something wrong with its brakes. Then I had the blue one also for 13 years until 2022, and it damaged when I drove into an underground parking lot. The wall of the ramp through which that parking lot is entered caused damage to the right side of the car, all doors, mirrors, etc., and the insurance bought it. So since 2022 I still have an orange colored Renault Captur. And in addition to these 6, since 2006 I have had a 1998 red Kawasaki ER-5. That is a motorcycle, meanwhile these other vehicles are cars. Currently I have a orange colored Renault Captur. It is the only electric one. All previous cars have run solely on gasoline. Here are 2 pictures of it. In one the car is in battery charging, and the other picture is here because in the first picture, it is not in all its splendor, it's only its tail. And there are also other cars in that picture charging their batteries at the same time. And my other vehicle is this motorcycle in this picture, the Kawasaki ER-5. It runs only on Shell V-Power high-octane gasoline. It does not tolerate the alcohol content of low-octane regular gas, though 91 octane would be acceptable if it contained less alcohol. But the lowest octane rate here is 95, and that contains 10%. Meanwhile, this bike does not accept more than 5% of alcohol in its gasoline. The earlier cars have had manual transmissions, but my current Renault Captur is automatic. The transmission gear layout depends on the brand a lot. And here are the gear layouts of all my old manual transmission cars. These are the 4 different countries where I have driven a car so far. I mostly drive in Finland, but in 1997 I drove a couple of days in Norway. In 2000 I drove a couple of weeks in the United States, and in 2002 I drove for 1 week in Spain, particularly Canary Islands, and there particularly Lanzarote. The In Town Without My Car originates from France and their environment ministry. The date is September 22nd each year. I don't know why they have chosen that date. When elsewhere car factories already built cars that ran on unleaded fuel, the French factories still build cars that require the lead. I have this experience of my 1979 Renault 18. It's been my only car that required the lead in their gasoline. This is how In Town Without My Car Day is spent. It is, as I said before, on September 22nd each year. And big cities close most important streets and issue discounts on bus and other public transport tickets for that day. The roadblocks are the thing that I don't accept in here, but for the bus ticket discounts I only have positive things to say. My own Helsinki has had some local specialties in this. They started this on September 22nd, 2000, which was a Friday. In 2001, they kept the roadblock until Sunday evening, the 23rd, unlike all other cities that participated in this activity. And in 2002, they erected the roadblocks already Saturday morning, the 21st, unlike most of the cities that were in this activity. Until 2008, every year, and since then, only 2012, the Esplanades were closed during these days. In 2001, I successfully evacuated to Tampere, which is 170 kilometers or 105 miles north-northwest from Helsinki. And in 2002 I was also planning evacuation to Mikkeli, which is 280 kilometers or 170 miles northeast. Actually downtown is 240 or 150, but the problem is that my accommodation would have been 40 kilometers further east from downtown in Mikkeli. However, this 2002 planned Mikkeli-bound trip was cancelled due to 2 reasons. First of all, on week before that, 2 buses collided into each other at the Sörnäinen underground station in Helsinki, with the result that these buses then hit my car, and my car was in repairs at the time. And also, One of my relatives had a party at that weekend in Espoo, which is very near Helsinki, because her 40-year birthday was about 1 week and a half earlier. What I think is that motorcycle is not a car, but bus is. This comes also from the words that these vehicles are in Finnish language. Motorcycle is moottoripyörä in Finnish. Bus is linja-auto in Finnish. And car is auto in Finnish. And since the word linja-auto contains the word auto, but the word moottoripyörä does not contain the word auto. Moottoripyörä is less car than linja-auto. Motorcycle is less car than bus. Therefore, I have decided that I go to work in town without my car by motorcycle if weather allows. So, here is my ride from home to work on September 22nd, 2003.
Welcome to In Town Without My Car Day. This is a day when the French Environment Ministry has restricted use of cars 22nd September, and this is my way to not to use a car when going to work. Right clock. Driver street lady. Power and jump. Engine to warm up. Left video recording my job has changed, and now I have did this new job for 2 years. So now our route is a bit different than in previous videos. Bike is already 25 years old, so it's sometimes a little bit hard to start the engine. The car is just 1 year old, but this bike is very old. Older than my previous car. Heading to Cape Zope, we are heading to Cape Bow. The car in front of us is our neighbor. Heading in the same direction as us. turn signal. But turn right anyway. This island is actually called Spruce Island, but Helsinki City has translated it twice wrong. First they translated it to Six Island and then to Your Moon Island. That is because the name in Finnish is Kuusisaari, and the word kuusi is both the numeral 6 and the noun spruce, as well as your moon, where ku is moon and si is your. So they played with the different meanings of that one word, using the wrong meaning instead of the correct one. And the next island is Lehtisaari. Actually should be Leaf Island in this context, but the same translation as Six Island, it was translated Newspaper Island because the word lehti has both meanings, leaf and newspaper. For some reason the gate happens to be open. Let's try before it closes. Usually it's closed at this time.